Oh, good. Okay. Looks like we're live. For the moment. Where is this guy? Doesn't seem to be working. I can't hear anything. All right, let's try this. Sorry guys, hold on. I'm gonna mute some stuff there. Okay. So apparently... Oh wait, hold on. I gotta source for this. So apparently, some of these fuckboys are talking shit. Okay, that's an old Vine. I can do that on YouTube with swords. Can't do that with guns though. But apparently some guy's talking a bunch of shit on YouTube, on Twitter, and he's like, "You wanted to beat me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." And I don't know where he is. I hope he's not chickening out. That would suck. Waiting on you, Zach_Paz. Whenever you're ready. I was operating under the impression that, he was already ready. Already ready. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, let's call him again. Maybe we'll get something. I don't know. Oh, hello.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Hold on a moment. Let me turn you down a little bit.
All right, I'll turn down my shit too because it's a little too loud on my part.
So what's up? I hear you talking some shit on Twitter. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's just because you're being very dismissive towards someone
by the way, I need to tell you, I am live streaming right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just so you know. It's not a lot of people. I just need to tell you that before we go.
Right, I'm not going to dox anybody.
Oh no, it's not my concern. That's just proper and respectful.
Thank you for being proper and respectful. That means a great deal to me. Can you guys hear me and it's not obscured or because I have a fan on?
No, you're fine.
Okay. So, celiac attack.
Yeah, that's me.
Do you want me to like ask you how are we going to do this? The Socratic thing?
You
Are
said you were the one who said you wanted to come on here, so I assume you had something in mind.
Based on.
Otherwise, I would ask you about your Bernie or bust position, but
Okay.
I'll leave it up to you.
Right. Well, I think because you did the Tumblrina kind of hand waving towards someone who is a mutual friend of both of ours, made me think that perhaps your praxis is in large part a product of the people that you watch, received opinion. You're just you're no better than an IDW or SJW crowd where you're just repeating shit that you fucking heard instead of actually doing your own personal first philosophy and figure out how your voting praxis should be applied. Okay. I'd like you to...
That's interesting. Could you elaborate? Could you give me like a specific example of what you're referring to here? Because I really don't know.
Basically, what is your argument for someone voting against their conscience in order to not vote against the wrong party? How should someone vote in a negative activity instead of proactively?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. I don't entirely understand what you mean by this, but I'm going to try to address what I think you mean, if that's okay. Basically, you're saying, why should someone vote a certain way if it's against their conscience, even if it's so-called the lesser of two evils, for example?
Yeah, I'll agree to that. Go ahead.
Okay, so I say, for all of democracy is voting for a lesser of two evils, or sometimes more than two evils. But in the first past the post system that we have, it is for the most part lesser of two evils. And right now, what we have with the president and the White House is just so catastrophically bad that I say we need to go with whatever the most strongest opportunity is for getting him out. It's really quite simple.
What do you think was the argument post George W. Bush? What did they argue?
I remember post George W. Bush. The argument I heard back then was the main argument I heard back then was I want to vote for the black guy. If we're being real here.
Okay, memes aside, what was the slogan?
Yeah, they called it change.
Hope,
change. Yeah, it wasn't a lesser of two evils. It was, this is the answer and this is going to save everything.
Right. One is going to destroy the...
I remember Jib Jab made a cartoon saying Obama was like a Superman. And he's like, he's going to change everything. And it didn't
so
really
that's
work.
been the narrative throughout. And I would argue, humbly, that voting the status quo, no matter if you're coming at it through a strategic, pragmatic argument, you are doing exactly the thing that has brought about everything you dislike about the modern corporatist duopoly.
Well, no, and that's not true. I voted for Bernie Sanders, and he lost, and now I'm just
there. You go.
And now
you threw your vote away instead of voting for Biden.
What? What? I'm sorry. Are you new to voting? Do you not know how?
I'm 34 years old.
Holy shit!
Many times. Yeah.
That's oh my god. So, okay, I don't want to ad hom here, but like,
go ahead.
You don't. Are you not? Do you not know how the primary process works?
I do.
For the Democratic Party.
Of course, I do.
Really?
Right. The point you're making is that it's stratified into a primary and then a general. And so I'm throwing my vote away because it's going to be taking a vote away from Biden. Therefore, I'm voting against my class interest. I'm voting for, in other words, my vote for my affirmative vote, let's say I'm voting for Howie Hawkins, would be affirmative vote for Trump. Is that
okay? So first off, you're wrong in that the primary voting for the Democratic Party is not an actual like election. It's rather it's an intra-party thing. Each party has their own inner elections. They are not bound by law to actually have to do these things. But I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
it's not throwing my vote away if I vote for Bernie and it goes to Biden in the primary. It's
no.
It's
Time
saying
machine
I'm giving it to this. This is who I want. Who I want lost. So I'm going to go with the next best person in line.
Thank you. Other than the last concession you've made is exactly the worldview of all what you consider to be, sorry if I'm misconstruing it, as a tanky LARPer or someone who's voting against their class interest. I just don't stop. You go, oh, within this certain voting in a primary is different than voting in the, in a general election. Yeah, all you're doing is rationalizing you voting against your own self-interest. I vote point of sale.
Tell me, do you think if I vote for whatever weird socialist fringe candidate you've got, is that going to change my self-interest in any way? I live in Arizona right now. It's looking like this might very well be a swing state. And I can tell you this, whatever vote, if I vote for whoever weird candidate you've got, it's not going to do shit for me. But if we manage to swing Arizona blue, the value of that vastly outweighs whatever weirdo thing you've got in your mind.
Okay. So when you voted for Bernie in the primary, did you care whether or not he would win? Did you vote for him only because you thought he would win? Or because you wanted to cast your vote affirmatively towards a particular outcome?
I would have liked if he won. Yeah, that would have been sweet.
Well,
but
there
he
you
didn't.
go.
But he didn't, because guess what? I'm not a little baby, and I understand that my candidate is not going to win every single time.
Look,
that's how politics works.
I'm not voting for Bernie anymore. He dropped out, and now he's standing for fucking Biden. I'm not voting for him. However, when I did vote for him, it made no difference whether he would win or not. I voted affirmatively towards what I wanted. Now you're dropping that and you're going, no, it's different now. We got to do the math. It's the same mind fuck that happens every election cycle.
I voted for him because I wanted Medicare for all. That was the primary thing, but it didn't happen. It doesn't matter what I want.
Okay, so wait a second.
This isn't about me.
Okay, well, let's backtrack a second.
Yeah,
I asked you if when you voted for him, did you vote contingent upon his likelihood to win? Or did you vote for Medicare for all, regardless of whether...
It doesn't matter. It's the Democratic primary. You don't vote for the most powerful candidate.
You go. What I'm saying is,
you don't vote for the most powerful Democrat in the You don't vote for the most powerful candidate in the Democratic primary. You vote for whomever you want or whoever has the most policies you want. That includes part of whoever you want. But this is not the primaries anymore.
Right, but you are inventing the distinction. There doesn't have to.
No, we have a national election day. It's a federally recognized day. The primaries don't have that. There is a distinction.
Right, no, I'm not saying there.
You just said I'm inventing it.
I'm saying you are inventing the moral and ethical obligation to adjust how you vote relative to the size of the vote. I disagree. I think at point of, and again, I'm not saying you're not invalid to vote the way that you vote, but the way that I vote is also not invalid because I vote based on point of sale, deontological.
I'd like to point out that we're very far off the original point where you called me a Tumblrina who just repeats stuff from other people.
I was bringing up how
or is that still part of this in some way that I haven't made a connection to? It's possible I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. You accused a mutual friend of being a Tumblrina for not wanting to actively...
I don't think I used that word.
You didn't use that word. That's correct. But
I
you referenced
referred to
Tumblr.
BuzzFeed. I never said Tumblr. I referenced BuzzFeed.
Whatever it is, there was some kind of like pejorative you used to essentially do a sort of vague anti-SJW kind of thing, which is very out of brand for you, I would suspect, being that kind of incel.
I don't care what you call me. Go back to BuzzFeed, you Trotskyist troll. That's exactly what I said.
Oh my God. Yeah, you called her a Trotskyist troll.
I'm not wrong.
Okay. All right. Let's have it.
Also,
okay.
What's this about me being a... Hold on, what did you call me? It was unique. Same core capitulating incel virgin.
Yeah.
I understand some of these words.
Okay. No, same core is when you find yourself fusing with the mainstream of your particular anti-mainstream niche. In other words, the niche now. Yeah, I mean, first it was Destiny, now it's Vosh.
I have no idea what you're going on about. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Maybe I'll learn something here.
Same core is basically not that you are capitulating to the norm of like mainstream society, but you're capitulating to the norm of your particular niche group. Let's say there was a division within anime culture. I don't know anything about it, but I'll just use this as a fucking catch-all. That this particular branch of anime is for serious folk, and this branch is for people that are just into lollycore, and they're just like they're pedophiles. It's hentai, right? Now that division, who decides that division? Who knows? But to call someone a Trotskyist, that is a very complicated thing. I don't. The bifurcation.
I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what you're going on about. This is insane.
Okay. All right.
I ask you what same core means, and you start talking to me about lolly hentai. What the fuck is going on here?
You're right. I'm blazed as fuck. I'm super high.
I picked up on that. Yeah.
All right. So you say something, and I'll respond. We'll go that way. You control the conversation. Let's go.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. So I actually want an answer to this. Same core capitulating incel virgin.
Okay.
Let's break it down.
Ooh, I can do it. Okay, just let me take a breath. Okay. Same core to me, as I describe it, is when you are part of a niche group, but you move towards the heterodoxy of that particular niche group. And right now, that is the branch of like streamer, faux left kind of discussion and debate. And now it's the arc right now is, the lefties are crazy because, oh man, they're tankies and acceleration.
Lefties aren't crazy, just like you is what I would say. But no, keep going.
No, I would argue that's ableist, but maybe I'm faux woke.
Oh, maybe it is.
That's a can of worms. No, I'm a little crazy. You're right. But what I'm saying is, you want me to describe that? Same core to me is the fact that.
So are you just referring to like in-group stuff? Like you form a group and you're like appealing to each other kind of thing?
Right. It's a heterodoxy towards your particular niche subset. Your particular niche subset of thinking is where you find yourself in the centrist middle of that. Either that you're willing to, and so that's what I consider same core. What was the next letter in that acronym?
Same core is like I'm in the central middle of the same core group.
No, that's not what I said. In other words, you're in the group of just it's obvious by the way that you conduct this conversation, the kind of things you say. You know what I mean? If I say poggers, like
I actually don't know what poggers means.
Okay, well,
I'm very normie.
Well, the point is, it's like
when something cool, exciting
within your subsection of the community of public discourse, of debate, you are very much the Mayo Pete of the conversation, because everything you're saying is so like that. I can read you shit from the 18th century that will show you that your way of like breaking up your praxis and your voting concept should not be relative to the likelihood of outcome. It shouldn't be consequentialist, because if you do that and if you propagate that, then what you're doing is you're advocating for oppression to continue. I mean, it's an old idea. It's stupid.
Okay, first off, I'm pretty sure in the 18th century I wouldn't have been allowed to vote because I don't own land and I'm a Jew. Second off now.
That's not a gotcha.
Okay,
that's
yeah, sure, whatever.
And that lack of progress.
Do you include me in the same group as Destiny and Vosh? Is that what you were getting at?
I don't really know you.
Because you brought them up earlier, and I'm like, what's this have to do with anything?
Just given the factor that you think that political praxis should be a algebra that is relative to what is likely to be the outcome if it's at a certain scale. That is the argument that is being made from that sort of crowd.
Don't we care about the outcome?
Oh, we certainly do, but again, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. I voted for Obama twice. I didn't know that I was voting for...
But through that logic, you don't know what the outcome of anything's going to be. Why should I get up out of bed in the morning if I don't know what the outcome's going to be? No,
that don't reduct you out of certain...
that is the exact same logic. It's following the thread. It's following the logic you gave to the logical conclusion.
Not. I'm giving you No. I'm giving you a concrete example of that. I voted for Obama twice. Both times I did it given the messaging. Now wait,
you're completely off base here.
Well, just wait. Let me make my point, and then you can tell me that I'm wrong afterward.
Well, then get to the point.
The point is, I voted for him because he was going to end the wars. I voted for him because he was going to end the deaths. I voted for him because he was going to be lighter on immigration policy. I was capitulating. I was going, look.
Yeah, he also mentioned he was going to have a public option, but he shut up about that real quick once he got into office.
I agree with you. So when you walk in that room and you pull that lever to vote, all you can do is based on messaging. Because you don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I've been through these cycles a bunch. And I was made to, the second time I voted for Obama, I didn't want to. I wanted to vote for Jill Stein. Her VP was fucking problematic as fuck. But I wanted to vote for her because she more matched on what I thought about interventionism, imperialism, and like what America was doing globally. I was more on her page. But the thing is, I didn't vote for her because I felt I did not want to take away from the overall vote from Obama, who clearly was a lesser of two evils. And then he went on to murder, imprison.
I hate to tell you this, buddy, but every president murders. It's just,
I know.
It's just something you're going to have to get used to.
I understand that. But
until you or me run for office and get into the White House,
can I ask you a hypothetical?
Stop.
Hypothetically, do you think Bernie, in the midst of a pandemic, would increase funding for ICE?
Probably not, but I don't know. He might. He's made comments about.
There you go.
He's made comments about not defunding the police either. I have no idea what he'll do.
Oh my
God.
God.
And even then, it doesn't really matter because...
So politically, we agree. You don't know what they're going to do.
Don't.
So you must vote affirmatively for what you want instead of in fear against what you don't want. We agree then. You don't know. You're only arguing because you think you have the metrics. You think you have the math on your side, and therefore it's your
I do.
Yeah. So okay.
What
so
are you yelling about?
What I mean is, look exactly 4 years ago, exactly to the date, and look at the polls and tell me what they say. Do they support the fact that Biden is going to win by a landslide? Yep. Say the same thing about fucking Hillary. I'm not saying to be skeptical of everything. I'm saying that since you must be skeptical as an individual, vote your conscience. And if imagine if everybody
vote your conscience and vote
that.
for a loser. Is that what you're suggesting? Who's the name of the candidate you were going to vote for? I don't even remember.
Oh, what I was gonna. Okay, so Obama was a huge fucking disappointment, and he sold Romney Care, and it sucked, and I fucking hated him. It was all platitudes, and so I was gonna vote Jill Stein, but I was, her VP candidate was very obviously like an apologist for Hamas and jihadi terrorism, and was anti-Semitic, so I couldn't support that. What else was I gonna do?
All right, you know what? I don't care about this. Let's focus back in here.
All right.
Capitulating incel virgin. This is what you were getting at before you finished. What does this mean?
Capitulating.
Okay, I get what each of these words mean, you know, individually, but I don't understand what you're getting at.
I can't know if you're an incel, but I can guarantee you. But I can guarantee you, just given your political praxis, the things you said, and what little I know about you, is that you're not exactly beating off poontang with a broom.
I mean, there's a pandemic right now. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, it hasn't stopped me.
Okay. Oh.
It hasn't stopped me at all. It's increased it. It's intensified. There's been more like...
That's not... Okay, my guy.
Yeah.
This sounds like... No,
I mean...
Yeah, I totally have a girlfriend. She's over at the next school. You don't know her. She's totally real, guys.
Is that a thing in me? Do you doubt that I can... So wait a second.
I mean, I don't know much about you, but I know what you look like from your Twitter profile picture. I know what you sound like, and it sounds like to me like people might look at you. They might think, yeah, maybe I'll listen to him, and then they hear you talk, and then that's it. I'm guessing that's how it goes.
I'd say 2% of the time that's the case. You're right. I'm very divisive, but I'd say no. All right. Well, usually I'm not hammered in the middle of the night smoking weed, arguing with somebody over some bullshit. Normally, we just talk about normal human shit. But this is different. I have to argue against something that's so absurd, which is, oh no, relative to the scale of what you're voting on, you need to change your praxis in real time because it's in the best interest. Now
nothing is stopping you from going out and committing direct action. You can still do that.
I didn't say that. I'm saying that you are advocating for and actively in your praxis is dissuading people from voting their conscience because, oh my God, this time it's an existential threat. I've heard that for every fucking political election cycle for like the last 20 fucking years.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally in the middle of a genocide right now. So
well, there you go. Do you think that it would be different if in that same time people voted their conscience instead of voting yeah, there you go. That's why I say that you have a received opinion, because you can't argue it. All you can do.
And this makes me an incel, I bet.
Okay, you're not an incel. You think women are queens. I'm saying that women don't want to fuck you.
Women aren't.
There's no way.
That's not true.
Maybe I should have said simp instead. Would have been more accurate.
Maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe it would have. So tell me, can you give me some advice then? What's up with that? This is a lot more.
Okay.
Look, I'll be honest here. This is a lot more interesting to me than all this burning your bus stuff.
For sure, dude.
What's up? What's up with this? Let's hear it.
Okay. This is what you do. You ready? Okay, so you totally misrepresent what you look like. You doctor footage of yourself. You use a deep fake and put like.
Wait, are you telling me to do this, or are you accusing me of doing this?
This is prescriptive advice. Okay, you're gonna take and you're gonna use a deep fake of your face over Tyler Durden's body in fucking Fight Club, and then that's gonna be the GIF on Tinder. You meet him in person, right? And then you emotionally coerce them into fucking you. You pull your cock out. You go, please, I'm hard. And so it's consensual, but all you've done is manipulate and gaslight them into fucking you instead of like drugging them Cosby style or something. That would be my prescriptive advice. For someone of your particular demeanor, looks. Yeah.
I don't know where to begin with this. Is this part of your lolly hentai fantasy?
I'm actually not into that.
Hey, you're the one who brought it up, boy.
I know. It's because I read about it last night.
Of course he brings up Tyler Durden.
No, I know. No, yeah. No, I read about the lolly thing last night, and I came up with this whole shallow way of thinking about it, and I've had no one to talk to it about, and I figured you would understand what I was talking about. So I was waiting. That's been in the chamber, and that's unfair.
So I've got a question then. What's wrong with the way I look?
Oh no, you're fine, man. Everybody's beautiful. You're gorgeous, man.
No,
I don't care.
That's not what you were getting at.
No, I was doing something that I do regret. I was being reductionist. I was trying to argue that part of why it's so easy for you to completely abandon your convictions and your deontological like goal and go for a consequentialist suddenly is relative to the overall conversation that's going on. This Biden or bust, lefties, tankies, LARPers. Right now. Can we talk in good faith, man? I'll stop with the memes.
I feel like there was no good faith the moment you called me a same core capitulating incel virgin.
That's okay.
Fair
enough.
You also called me Curly Sue, which
okay, and that might be a little
Curly Sue
transphobic or something. Yeah,
transphobic.
Okay. Well, I mean, calling you Sue would be almost.
Movie. Well, that might be, but I didn't even think about that.
Well, I did, and you're welcome. Okay, I started in bad faith.
That's pretty gross, not gonna lie.
You're right. I'm sorry for doing that. Can we transition into the portion of our conversation where I'm not memeing, I'm not trolling, and I'll take you seriously and give you honest answers? I'm willing.
I don't think you're capable of that, but okay, let's try it.
Okay. Ask me a question.
I don't wanna. After all this, I'm kind of worn out mentally. But here's an idea. Where do you feel politically? What are you, if you had to describe yourself?
Okay, if I had to... I guess Dem Sock is the closest we got. But that, again, it's a nebulous kind of nightmare, and it's cloudy. But I'd say... yeah, Democratic Socialist. mixed economy, Wolfian, Georgian.
What do you think of Stalin?
I hate Stalin.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that's actually a lot shorter than it's like a lot more to the point than I expected you to be.
Keep asking me questions.
Well, this wasn't an interview, my friend. This was a debate. You said you wanted to debate. I came in for debate.
All right. Well, what is something? Okay, I disagree that you ought to. Can I offer a new debate? Okay, if you want to dip, you can dip.
You got something you want to talk? I'll do this. I can keep going all night, but
okay. So, all right, then. Okay, I'll try to still man your side. You should vote your conscience as long as it bears out in the numbers where it matters most. In other words, down ballot in your county, in your state, or your city, voting green isn't quite as insidious, or voting third party generally is not a waste of a vote, because the smaller the pool of voters or the electorate, the more it makes sense to sort of energize and advocate for that kind of voting. But when you get to the scale of the presidency, it's in everyone's now suddenly you shift your praxis, your voting, and your advocacy towards voting for what will arguably lead towards incremental change, because that's all you can hope for at times. And Biden is an incremental step towards progressive values being mainstream. Kind of, he's a return to FDR, let's say, in response to a pandemic and a depression. Do you agree? Is that a steel man of your argument? Am I missing a part of it?
I want Trump out of office. This is the best way forward. It's really that simple.
Okay.
I'm sorry, do you consider yourself an anti-fascist?
Of course.
Not like you're Antifa in the streets or anything like that. That's maybe you do that. I don't know. I just mean in general, you oppose fascism.
I've attended protests.
Okay, good. So
however, I do consider myself anti-fascist. But again, I would. Okay, go ahead. I want to see the point you're trying to make before I try to classify in a way that is disingenuous. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the point I was trying to get was, as an anti-fascist, does that mean you oppose fascism by any means necessary?
No.
Okay, where do you draw the line here? This is an important distinction.
Okay. Insofar as the law is still the law as it is right now, it hasn't been redacted or changed.
Okay, so you're an anti-fascist as long as you don't break the law.
No. Okay, well, no. You didn't let me get to the point.
Well, you just kind of stopped talking.
I started with the very long, almost Germanic conflation of words, insofar as. So insofar as the government remains as it is, or the law system remains as it is, that you aren't circumventing it. There you go. So it's like if they change the law and you can't stand with a sign, or you can't say what you got to say. Yeah, I support that. So
you're anti-fascist as long as you don't violate the law as it is now.
As it is now, under honestly, a very corrupt and corporatist democracy. Yeah. But where it stands now, yeah, okay. I was up in Capitol Hill. I got interviewed.
Now, the real question I was going to get at was, does this anti-fascist activism include voting for Joe Biden, a milquetoast neoliberal? That's what I was getting at. Because if you oppose fascism by any means necessary, then that would include a vote for someone like Biden.
Well, there you go. In the same way that I don't advocate for burning down Korean-owned businesses because they're not black people, which I observed in real time. Yeah, I don't support that. Even if it might be in the right direction of their personal political goals or the overall goal of their Marxist ideas, whatever it is, axiomatically, you can extrapolate out as far as you want. Point is, for the same reason I don't support that, yeah, I don't support what you just said either. No, not by any means necessary. I believe, and again, I think what you believe is valid, just very different. Well, I think
I disagree. I don't think what you believe is valid, but
yeah, I know. But who's the fucking arbiter of what is valid?
Me. I am. This is my channel. This is my stream.
Okay,
you're talking to me. I am the arbiter of this.
All right. So 99% of the time when you vote, you should vote for your conscience. But then when it comes to the presidency,
I've already, oh my God, we've been over this already. The primaries are you're supposed to vote for whoever you want, but the primaries are not the actual election. The actual election, you're supposed to vote for whoever the best option is.
That's your belief. That's not a factual statement. You can't just say
I got a question.
Prima facie. No, you're saying that in the primaries, you ought to vote your conscience. But when it gets to the presidency, since we live in a duopoly, you got to choose between the two shitty candidates.
You still vote your conscience.
Yeah, but your conscience needs to be means tested through two separate individuals, not the whole fucking panoply.
Part of democracy is losing sometimes.
Agreed. Therefore,
you don't agree. You'd rather vote for that Huey Howard, whatever.
You don't even know his name.
I don't, because he's a nobody.
That's the point. You only vote for people.
Howie Hawkins. There we go. I Googled it.
Okay. How many people said AOC sucked and had no, or Cori Bush? Look at her. She talks in the African-American vernacular. She's not exactly height weight proportionate. How many people thought she wouldn't win, but voted for her anyway? And do you celebrate her win? Just because
who are you talking about?
Whom you're saying? You mean whom? I'm talking about Cori Bush.
Oh, kill yourself!
All the polls said she would. Yeah, Cori. She's a woman. Her name is Cori with an I. No one thought she was going to win. All the polls said she wasn't. She was going to lose in a landslide.
Are you saying she won in the primary? She won her primary race, didn't she?
But when she gets into the actual...
so you don't...
you might vote for the Republican then.
This isn't the gotcha you think it is, my guy.
No, what I mean is, how can it's on you to argue why your praxis should shift relative to the scale of your vote. Not on me. What? That's not fucking democracy. That's not republicanism. That's bullshit.
What do you think praxis means?
Praxis is how you express your political worldview.
Okay, I guess that's good enough.
Not good enough. That's a gorgeous and elegant way of describing it. Now go ahead.
I'm sure you would consider anything out of your mouth gorgeous and eloquent.
Well, I leave it. I leave it to those listening to this, and they can decide for themselves whether that was
I think they already have.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're on your side. To them, I'm a cunt. I'm sure I'm a cunt.
Yeah, we accept incels on this channel. They are just misguided children. We tend to the flock. No,
okay. I definitely conceded before that was in bad faith.
Do you think... I have another question. This is random. Have you seen my hair? Do you know what my hair looks like?
I just thought it was curly. You just sound like a curly-haired guy. I'm sorry, dude.
It's very curly, thank you.
Okay, so before, like I said, I grant to you that what I said
You
was
could even say it's gorgeous and eloquent.
okay. Your hair is beautiful, and I'd like to wrap it around my cock.
Okay,
And
this is crossing the line real fast.
Okay, no, I acted in bad faith when I said that. I made assumptions about you, and I shouldn't have. You're right,
Well,
and I conceded that a while back.
Feels kind of like you got some of your own issues to work through here.
Well, for sure, yeah. I'm unwell. We're all unwell.
Well, there's a scale here.
And where am I in the scale? What's your ableist?
You broke the scale. That's fat shaming too, I guess.
Yeah. No, I definitely think we could have a lot of fun talking about things, but when it comes to like vote shaming and kind of like it's going to be hard to find a cohesive worldview.
I don't know if this is vote shaming. This is just me kind of responding to someone who called me a same-core capitulating virgin, incel virgin.
Yeah, no, you're right. I know, but see, that's the thing. I was trying to be funny, but at the same time, I broke a lot of my rules. I was, number one, assuming shit about you without knowing who you
rules.
were. I mean, I have guiding principles,
and sometimes you don't want to violate. Wait, let me get this right. It was you don't want to violate the laws as they are now, or something like that.
No, right. No, I'm saying that I'm not internally consistent. I make a lot of fucking mistakes, and sometimes I act in a way that is not in my best interest, and sometimes I will advocate for things not in my best interest. However, I do have a set of like guiding principles, and definitely I started this in bad faith, and there's some arguments I made that were a bit squirrely that I don't agree with, that I wish I either admitted that I don't have a good answer instead of coming up with shit on the spot. And one of them is that laws as they are. You're right. That's one of the bullshit arguments I made. That should be disregarded.
So I'll have you know, I've done this whole thing sober. You know, I like to think I'm relatively coherent here.
Right.
I mean, when you're talking about you're going to vote for your conscience because whatever weird shifting praxis, it kind of sounds like, you know, like you just said, it kind of sounds like you're advocating against your own interests here.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you are. Sometimes you are. Sometimes that's all you can do. As an atomized individual, you can make a sacrifice, right? Isn't that? Look at that. You vote. In other words, I think that your way of voting, strategically scaled to its ultimate output and result, I think it's totally valid. And I think it should be argued for. However, I also think that people who decide to have a universal, instead of a means tested, but universal.
I don't know why you keep saying means tested. What is with this? Is kind of weird.
Okay, what
this is like?
How would you define?
When I think of means tested, I think of Nancy Pelosi and the kind of like we're gonna give unemployment the qualifying individuals, which doesn't mean everyone unemployed gets it.
Your personal
no,
vote
it's not the same. Right. I don't know how I can explain this to you. That you're just saying, you know, you started this thing. You said that I just repeat stuff.
Do you know what a fucking rhetorical device is, dude?
Listen, when we started this thing, you said that I had no idea what I was talking about. I was just repeating stuff from my same core group or whatever. And now you've been doing that this entire conversation.
Okay,
and now you're doing it with means testing, and it's like. You don't even have the right definition for it. You're not using it in the proper context.
Okay. What does mean testing?
I just fucking explained it. Oh my god.
No, relax. Means testing means that you create a filter. This filter is a sieve of sorts. It is designed to not let certain people make it into the system because they don't deserve it. Would you agree? Is Still Manning, like, is that inaccurate?
I wouldn't say it's not necessarily deserved, but you hit a minimum criteria.
There you go. However,
yeah, and I don't see how that.
Okay, who decides the parameters of who fits and who doesn't?
I do.
These people. You decide.
I am the arbiter, remember?
No, the point is, it's like, if you're against redlining, if you're against gerrymandering, you by default must realize that you have to oppose fucking dun 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 dun. Go ahead, answer. Means testing. It is just another measure. It's like voter ID. It's another measure of reducing the amount of people who could possibly take advantage of this welfare system that they deserve to take advantage of. It is a tactic to reduce the amount of people who could possibly take. So universal programs, I support.
I'm going to kill myself for that every time. Right fucking now.
You decide to stop voting for that if you think that you can incrementally build towards that in the general. I just don't make that shift. Why is my praxis? Why is my political worldview and deontological duty? Why is it any less valid than yours? Because yours is more pragmatic? Well, maybe it's more pragmatic to do a lot of, I don't even want to make examples. Pragmatism doesn't justify the point of sale choice a person can make as an atomized individual. And so I believe as long as I'm voting affirmatively for what I want, then I am sound. I don't need to be part
there it is. There we go. What? I wish you said that at the start there. That would have made this a lot easier.
Sorry.
Okay. So if you vote, you're conscious and you're sound. Something like that. I'm sorry. I should have quoted that better. But something along those lines.
Well, I mean, you feel that way.
Well, that's what you said. I'm sorry. I was quoting you.
But don't you feel that same way down ballot? But then you stop feeling that same way once it comes to the general, because you believe that it's of greater importance. Still, man, you better. That at this level, having Trump is demonstrably worse.
Do you just?
I'm sorry.
Down ballot is the names lower on the ballot in the general. They're not two different things. I'm not sure what you were getting at there.
I'm sorry. I guess that's a false dichotomy. What I meant was...
I do care. I always vote in the general. I always vote in the primaries. And I always vote down ballot. And honestly, after all this talk with you, everything I said that kicked this off, that pissed you off for whatever reason, I'm going to stand by it now. Because there's something with you that's like, do you talk like this all the time?
How's that?
Are you talking like you normally do? Because you sound like...
I have an affect, yeah.
I don't mean like a speech impediment. I mean like the words coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, I have an affectation because of a personality disorder, yeah.
Okay, sure, whatever. Honestly, it's like I would leave the room if you were like giving a speech or something, because this is, as a chatter said, pretentious word salad is what most of this sounds like.
Oh yeah, no, definitely I have expressive aphasia, and sometimes, but if I calm down, I can get my ideas across clearly. But it's hard to stay calm when I come into a conversation on bad terms, which I did, and I tried to fix that, but I failed ultimately. Especially because I got inebriated before I did this conversation. And yeah, I have expressive aphasia for sure.
You don't even respect me enough to come in here sober. For shame.
I know. I'm sorry.
I offer that to everyone in my audience.
No, I should have, and for everyone in the
Also-
chat, I can't see the
Also,
chat.
alcohol makes me throw up.
It makes me throw up too, but
I don't have a gallbladder anymore. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't work.
well, at least I can't accuse you of having gall.
Ha!
I
Oh,
remember
that's a
one
good
time I was
thing.
at this guy's apartment and he was trying to sing Positively Forestry by Bob Dylan. And instead of saying, you've got a lot of nerve, he said, you got a lot of gall. And my brother, who was such a Bob Dylan fan, was so upset that he sang the word wrong that he fucking punched him in the face and broke his jaw. It was a fucking rad day.
You have some bad friends.
That was my brother. That's
You
bad
have a
family.
bad brother. This.
True that.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say before we wind this down?
Yeah. I think you're cool. No, I think you're lame as fuck.
Yeah, I thought so.
I hate your guts. And you basically will be constantly rejected by society. You'll have a niche group of people who cluster around you and
Let's hear it.
repeat to you ad nauseum and echo chamber fucking mirror repeat to you shit. And yeah, I'm unwell for sure. I have a personality disorder and it leads to a bit of expressive aphasia and word salad. You're right. But that's ableism that you are doing instead of, if I said I was dyslexic,
Well,
maybe
I
differently.
mean, calling someone like a virgin incel is also ableism in a way because you're saying they don't have the social skills
I
required to
agree
get
with you.
laid. But
I agree with
but
you.
now,
that was ableist.
but
No, you're
now
right.
you're trying to wield other ableism against me after initiating this conversation with that.
We both can be wrong. It was ableist of me to say that, and it was also ableist of you to say what you said. We're both right. And both wrong. That's the world you can't live in, dude. The world of
Straw poll
nuance.
is in the chat.
I can. And it's a fucking nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
No, I can talk all night, dude. I'm fucking getting hammered. What time is it right now? Oh, it's almost fucking, it's 1:30 in the morning. What time's it down there?
1:30. Whoop. Hold up here.
Are you celiac, by the way?
I am, yes.
Okay, does garlic fuck you up?
No, why would garlic fuck me up?
Some of the celiac people I know, they've told me that like just sort of the whole nightshade thing. Like
I've got one more no, that's absurd. I got one more question for you, all right?
Okay.
Actually I have a couple. So you say you get laid all the time. Isn't that a little irresponsible, you think, during a pandemic?
Yes.
But you do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you drink?
Every single day.
You don't think having sex with strangers while people are intoxicated might be a little rapey?
Usually I'm drunk and they are not.
Ah, you sure about that? Or are you just saying that now? Now that I've brought it up.
I'm saying that because that is the case.
All right.
They usually the main problem when I meet up with women is that they don't like that I'm drunk.
Gee, I wonder why.
Because drunk guys are creepy. I understand it. And they're right. And if they don't like that I'm drunk, I dip.
That's true. That's good. Speaking of dipping, I hung up on him. He's bad. All right, so now that that's out of the way, everyone, let me just get this part. We're gonna wind this down real quick. That was insane. I want to say this right now. Consent is not possible when people are impaired. Do not drink before hooking up with anyone. And if someone else has been drinking, do not hook up with them. This applies to alcohol. This applies to drugs. I'll apply it to marijuana. You can do. The only exception is if it's like you're in a relationship already and you're cool with each other and you talk about it beforehand. That can be okay. But anything else, no. Consent is dubious at best. If you think it's fine, it's not. You're wrong. It's rape. This is that Brock Turner guy was he thought when they asked him in court, he was like, I thought she wanted it. Yeah, that's the same fucking logic. It's the same fucking creeps. My God, this is, I'm pissed. What a fucking loser. What a fucking weirdo. Good Lord. I'm not even sure what to say. What started this whole thing was this other person. I'm not gonna dox them, but this other person started, like, they got mad at me for some other stuff I said, and apparently this was her ex, and she sect them on me or something. I don't know why. I don't know what's up with that. Fucking weird. I'll give this information. I also have it on good authority that he cheated on her. So so they're just all trash people. Man. He was like exactly the parody of verbose pretentious internet dudes. I know, it was crazy. Oh, I wanted to ask him what he thought of the people on the hill. I forgot the name. They're like fascists on the hill. Crystal Ball. Yeah, not Crystal Ball, but the other Sagar guy. He's weird. Anyway. Is there anything else we should add? All right, we'll keep streaming for a little while. If anyone wants to talk, I guess I'm on the arena. We're not going to stream any longer, but fuck me, man. Ugh, I can't. Let me just reactivate some of this here. There we go. It was horrible. Did anyone say anything interesting in the chat? I wasn't really reading that much. He's brought up lolicon, people speaking African American vernacular, and now welfare queens, and he expects us to believe he's progressive. Yeah, I don't know. That was some weird shit, man. Harm reduction is not a thing apparently, and Angela Davis can go fuck herself, I suppose. Yep, they don't care. I should have asked more about harm reduction, but I don't think it would have gotten anywhere with him. What was that about black people? I oppose fascism, unless fascism is the law. Yep. He gets drunk before hiccups. Yep. He does. That's so fucking weird. What the fuck, right? Hold on. Like, what? Oh my God. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this late night live stream, everybody. That was fun. If anyone else would like to join me in streaming, or join me in debate or discussion or anything else, you're welcome to do so. Hit me up on Twitter or whatever. Please don't be like that guy. Please. Just don't be. Oh my God. Let me just finish this with oh no. We banned him. By the way, because
I love democracy. I love the Republic.
Because that's right. I am